Hi everybody, hope you're all well. My name's Elaine and I'm Ellie WellieStitcher, both here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. And hello, welcome back if you are an existing subscriber. Thank you for your patience. I know I've been missing for a while, but it's good to be here. It's good to be here. And for those of you that are new, I think I have got a couple of new subscribers. Anyway, I lost quite a lot of subscribers last month, so I don't know if anybody's new or not, but if you are new, welcome to my channel. You're very welcome here. So I know it's been a hot minute again, guys, I know, but you know, life gets a bit busy, and unfortunately my filming schedule has kind of gone a bit awry as a consequence of that. But I am here today. It is Sunday the 27th of October and I'm back with a bit of an update on what I've been up to since I last saw you. So what I've got for you today, I have got a couple of FFOs. So I did do a little bit of FFOing since I last filmed. And they're both hanging in my house, so I hope you don't mind, but I'll take some pictures of what I finished and I will insert them. So just to tell you what I finished, and hopefully I'll put a picture in so you can see. So I FFO'd Autumn by the Cricket Collection. And I'm really pleased. That was the first thing I FFO'd, and I'm really pleased with the way that it's turned out. So that's currently hanging up in my house at the moment because of course it's autumn. So all the majority of my Halloween stroke autumn stitching is indoors at the moment. Got a few bits left out here. You can probably see on the wall behind me, I've got a couple of fancy blankets on the wall there, which are both quite Halloweeny. So yeah, so I finished Autumn. I'm really pleased with the way that it turned out. I finished it in the same way in which I finished Summer, which I finished a couple of years ago. So I put, you know, some autumnal type fabric to back it basically, and then I put a bronzy coloured cording around it just to make it pop out a little bit more. So I was really pleased with my finish of that one. And then the second piece that I FFO'd was one that you saw on my last video, which was Mary Mary Needleworker by Lindy Stitches. I'll put a picture in here of what that now looks like on my wall in my house. I'm really pleased with it. I was really pleased with the frame that I picked for this one. The frame is from The Range, which is a shop in the UK that sells a mixture of frames, pictures, all that kind of things, amongst other stuff. So yeah, so I'm really pleased with the way that that one turned out. I'm not sure on the photo that I've taken of it whether you can see properly that it is like a sagey green coloured frame, and it kind of picks out the colour in Mary Mary's skirt. So I'm really pleased with the way that one's come out. So yeah, I've still got a bit more finishing to do. I'm in the words, Elaine, words. I'm in the minute, I've done it again. Amateur. I haven't filmed for a while and now I'm a bit amateurish, so apologies. I'm in the middle of finishing a little pillow of the Love from Sheep Virtues by Little House Needleworks. It's not quite finished yet, so I'm not going to show you that one today. And I haven't FFO'd my Teresa Kogut that I really want to FFO that. I thought I'd found a frame that I liked for it, but I don't like it, so it's kind of back to the drawing board a bit with that one. Anyway, that's where we are with that. As you can see, my location has changed back to my craft room. It's not a very nice afternoon here in North Wales. it's pouring with rain. You might be able to hear it. There's not much I can do about that. But yeah, I think filming in my summer house is now finished until next spring probably. So we are back in my craft room. So I apologise if you can hear the rain falling on the roof. I've put the light on as well in here. I hope that the lighting will be okay. I haven't got my ring light on because I don't like using it, because I don't like the glare on my glasses. But hopefully we'll be all right. We'll muddle along. Okay, so that was my FFOs, and I'm really pleased with those. And like I say, they're both hanging up in my house. Okay, so what have I got for you today? So I have got quite a big pile of WIPs because it's been a little while since I last saw you. I have got no just finishes this time. I just had those couple of FFOs. So I've got my WIPs, I've got a little bit around plans, I've got a bit of haul, a bit of stitchy kindness, and what else? I've got 2 book reviews for you because I've finished 2 books since I last saw you. So I'll do those as well at the end for anybody who's not interested in books, etc. Okay, let's get on with it. Let's get on with it. So hopefully I need this video to really only last an hour absolute maximum because I've got to go and sort the chickens out after this. Okay, oh, and just an update around the chickens. So last time I filmed, I told you that I'd lost Ginge, who was one of my favourites. Touch wood, everybody else seems to be okay. So we haven't lost anybody else since I last saw you, so that's a bonus. Bear is still growing like a weed. For anybody who doesn't know, Bear is my 7-month-old puppy. 7 months he is now, can you believe it? For anybody who likes seeing pictures of Bear, I took some pictures down at the beach this morning before the weather turned. It was actually really nice this morning, so I took some pictures of Bear this morning, and I'll stick them in at the end if you want to see some pictures of Bear. Right, and I'll give a bit of a life update at the end as well. Okay, so let's get on with it. So I'll start with my book of days and where I am with that since I last saw you. So I last filmed a Flosstube on the 21st of September. So yeah, it's only what, 5 weeks ago. So slightly better than my effort prior to that. So here's how September ended up for me. So I sticked it all up, and September for me was a much better month for stitching than August was. August was a bit of a desert as far as stitching went, but yes, September was much better. So really quite pleased with my September stitching. In the end, I only had 5 days where I didn't stitch. Okay, so on to October. Can you believe we're nearly at the end of October? I mean, really. Time flies when you're having fun. Okay, so here we are so far with October. So lots of Halloween stickering has gone on here. Yeah, and I have really gone for the macabre this time, like lots of darkness to my stickering on this occasion. I've done quite well with stitching this month. I've so far 1, 2, 3, 4. I've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days where I haven't done any stitching, and considering I've had quite a lot going on, so actually I'm quite pleased with that. It's not too bad. So yeah, so that's where we are with October. So not long till the end of the month at all. Okay, so let's do my WIPs next. So I have managed to, you know, pick up my needle and thread a little bit since I last saw you, I'm pleased to say. And I've stitched on quite a variety of projects this time, so I'm, you know, really excited to show you those actually. So I'll show you my full coverage first. Yes guys, I have gone back to stitching a bit of full coverage. I think I lost my mojo a little bit with full coverage stitching in July and August. You know, I don't think, definitely August I didn't pick up full coverage at all. I think July was really, really minimal. This month has been a little better. September I don't think I hardly stitched any full coverage, if any at all. So, but this month has been a bit better so far. And I think I was talking to Teresa about this. That's Teresa WellieStitcher. I'm sure most of you watch Teresa anyway. And I said to her, you know, I don't know what's the matter with me. I don't want to stitch full coverage. I said, I don't. The thought of not finishing something is really bugging me. I really want to finish things, and I feel like if I stitch full coverage, it's years and years and years away. And she said, I think you'll find it's probably just the time of year. She said I'm the same. I don't want to stitch full coverage in August or when the weather's nice, because, you know, when you stitch full coverage, you need to kind of, well, for me anyway, I like to stitch full coverage in the evening when I'm watching TV or listening to Flosstube and watching Flosstube, obviously. And I get distracted easily. I'm out in the garden or I'm doing something. So I haven't been stitching full coverage, but now the weather's taken a bit of a turn. It has, and the evenings are much darker. It has made me want to go back to stitching full coverage, and so I have. Okay, so in no particular order with any of these, but these two are in order actually. So I have stitched on 2 full coverage projects since I last saw you. So the first one that I stitched on is Blackberry Dragon by, the artwork's by Stanley Morrison and it's charted by Pain Free Crafts. I'll put a picture in of where you saw this one last time and what it looks like when it's finished. And here I am with it now. So with this one, I've been working on this wing mostly over here, and I've been doing a bit of filling. There's so many ninja stitches around the top of his head here, and I've done a little bit on him as well, but mostly I've been working over on this wing. Yeah, and it's been a bit slow going because it is a lot of ninja stitches. So altogether with this one, I think I've done 600 stitches since I last saw you. So this one is stitched on 28 count easy guide, and I'm stitching this one 2/1 10th stitch or half stitch, whichever you prefer. So yeah, I picked up full coverage again, guys, and happy I am about it too. So that's where we are with Blackberry Dragon. I can't remember where I'm at now percentage wise with this one. I should have got the stats for you, but yes, yeah, 600 stitches more on this one this month, so not too bad, not too bad. And then the second one that I've stitched on is by Chris Dunn. So this is Feast, which is charted again by Pain Free Crafts, and I've stitched about 600 stitches on this one since I last saw you as well. So I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time and also what it looks like when it's finished. And here I am with it now. So that squirrel, look at the squirrel, guys. How great is he? So he's got his eye now. You can clearly see his little face now. I'm really pleased with him. So I've stitched a lot of ninja stitches around him. I think that eye, there was about 10 colours just in his eye. But it's so worth it, this piece. So worth it. It's just great to stitch on. So this one, I do know with this one that there's 124,000 stitches altogether in the piece, and I've so far stitched 21,000 of them. So yeah. This one again is on 28 count easy guide, and I'm stitching this one 1/1 full cross, which was preferable with this one because there is quite a lot of ninja stitches in this, and I do find full cross is better if you've got a lot of confetti. Otherwise with tent stitch the back looks like a rug. So really pleased with the way this one's coming along. Look at that squirrel, doesn't he look great? Yeah, really pleased with that one. So yeah, so I have got my full coverage mojo back, guys. Yay. Right, everything else is not full coverage, and a couple of them may be a bit of a surprise for you. So these are definitely not in any order at all. So since I last saw you, I have stitched on this one. So sorry, I have left these in the project bag just so it makes it a little bit easier for me to put things away again afterwards. So this is by Al Forest Embroidery, and it is called Black Vintage Sampler. This is what it looks like when it's finished. Really love this chart, really love this. This is a nice bit of therapeutic, easy stitching because it's one colour. Yeah, so I like stitching this one, also while I'm watching TV actually. So I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time, hopefully. Put that back there. I've still got a thread on here as well. That's naughty, isn't it? Right, and here I am with it now. So basically what I've been doing is carrying on with that big house. I like stitching a house, and they're always big ones, 9 times out of 10. So this is stitched on 32 count platinum by Zweigart. No, it's not. No, it isn't. Take it back, Elaine. This is stitched on 32 count silver grey by Zweigart. And I am stitching this using Cottage Garden threads ampersand, which is a lovely, lovely variegated grey into black, which is what I wanted for this piece. So yeah, so that's where I am with Black Vintage Sampler. Do love stitching this one. So yeah, it's coming along, it's coming along. And I probably will have it out again next month as well, in November, for Vintage Black Sampler Month. Or no, not Vintage Black Sampler Month, for Black Sampler November. So yeah, so that's that one. I'm going to put these over here out of the way. Right, of course I have done some Halloween stitching as well this month because, you know, it's October and it's Halloween and I love stitching a bit Halloween. So I stitched a bit on this one. So this is Old Salem Broom Company by the Primitive Hare. And here's what it looks like when it's finished. And I did debate with this one whether to not bother with the wording, if I'm honest, and whether to just do this witch and then finish her in a hoop. I don't know. I can't decide what to do. I need to sort of make a bit of a decision about it, really. I'm not sure. I thought about kind of putting it in a hoop and then sort of doing something fancy with the hoop. I wondered about, I don't know, maybe putting some cobwebs or something around the hoop and making it look a bit eerie looking. I don't know. Maybe, you know, finishing the hoop in black, put in perhaps some of that kind of that sort of webbing-y stuff that you get, you know, with the spiders in it and that. Doing something with that was kind of a little thought that I had. or the alternative to the hoop finish with just the witch was to do the wording as well and finish it as a wall hanging, as a companion piece to Salem Trials The Witch Hunt, which I completed quite a long time ago now. Can't show it to you because it's hanging up, because obviously it's hanging up in the house because it is Halloween, coming up for Halloween obviously. So I did think about that being the alternative. I don't know, what would you do? Anyway, I'm whittering on without showing you what it looks like. So I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time. And been so wasteful, guys, with fabric on this one, particularly if I don't do the wording. So here I am with it now. Ta-da! So she's almost finished, this witch. So see what I mean? This is where I need to kind of start thinking about a decision. Shall I just finish her in a hoop and call it done and snazzy up the hoop a bit? Or shall I put all that wording in and do it as a wall hanging? I don't know. So this is stitched on 30 count Old Salem by the Primitive Hair. And I'm stitching this using the called for colours, which are Gentle Art threads, Raven, and I can't remember what the orangey colour is. It's not burnt orange, I don't think, it's something else. But anyway, they're the only two colours in this piece. But yeah, I've stitched quite a bit on that. I'm quite pleased with it. So that's where we are with that one. Oh, and this one, just the other thing around this one. So this is stitched 2 over 2, which is not my preferred now. I prefer 1 over 2 if I'm honest. But this was started quite a long time ago when I was still stitching with 2 strands. But what I wondered with this one as well, if I do carry on and stitch the letter in, I'm just going to call it 2 strands over 2 for the witch and her cat, and then I'm going to swap to 1 strand to do the wording, so that the wording looks a little bit more primmy and the witch stands out more because, you know, she's stitched in 2 strands, so it gives it a bit more texture. I don't know, what do you think? That's what I think I'll do if I stitch the wording, but I may not. I'm up for listening to advice on whether to do the wording or not with that one. Okay, so that is Old Salem Broom Company. So yeah, we are at the point where I do need to make a decision on whether to call that a finish or not, basically. Okay, let's move on to the next one. So the next one's quite a bit smaller. Put that over there. So I haven't had this one out for a little while actually, and I like stitching on this. So this is by Scattered Seed Samplers and it's called Winter Stash. This is what it looks like when it's finished. This is so cute. So cute. I'll put a picture in of where you saw it last time. And this is where I am with it now. So as you can see, I started on the tree in the middle and I put a couple of the little squirrels in that are living in the tree. That's what I've done with that one. So this one is stitched on 36 count Fibre on a Whim Milk and Honey. And I'm stitching this using the called for DMCs, and there's not many of them actually, and this is stitched 1 over 2. So yeah, it's really cute. This really like stitching this one. Those big squirrels take a bit of stitching, I'll tell you, so I've got the other ones still to do. So I'm way off a finish with this one yet. There's loads of stitching left to go on that. But yeah, but I do like stitching it, you know. Maybe next autumn some of these things will will join my display indoors in the house. But yeah, love stitching that. Okay, so next one. So this was quite a recent new start, and it was part of a stitch along that I was doing with some of my stitchy friends. So every year I do a fancy blanket stitch along with a bunch of lovely ladies, and the groups got bigger over the course of time. So originally it was myself and Crafting Kirsty and Alison the Stitching WIP. Crafting Kirsty's got a Flosstube. Stitching WIP, you can find her on Instagram. So we started originally doing fancy blankets, and the very first one we did was Harvest Dance, which you can see behind me there. And it's kind of a tradition now that we do one every year that starts on the 1st of August. And we each take turns to pick which fancy blanket we're going to do each year. And we've been joined along the way by my friend Ellie WellieStitcher, and then the lovely Laurel has joined us, and then her friend Laura has joined us, and then more recently my friend Sally at Flossie Sews and Grows has also joined us. Now everybody has finished this project except me, and in actual fact this is the longest I've ever left it to finish fancy blanket, but I haven't had time is all I'm going to say. So anyway, the chart that we did this year is Fancy Blanket Shoe. These are all by Pineberry Lane, by the way. So there it is, there's the chart. This was Kirsty's choice, and it is lovely. I love this chart, love it. So I'll put a picture in where you saw it last time. And this is where I am with it now. So as you can see, I've dotted about a little bit with this one. So Fancy Herself is coming along. I finished Otis with her pumpkin head. And yeah, so I have dotted about a little bit with this one. So this is stitched on the called for fabric, which was a gift to me from Sally at Flossie Sews and Grows. So she gifted me this fabric, which is the called for Weeks Dye Works beige. This is 35 count, and then the colours are the called for colours because I had most of them, so I thought I might as well use them. And they are, I think they're predominantly yeah, Weeks Dye Works and Gentle Arts is what they are. So yeah, that's that one. So it's coming along, it's coming along. If I really put my mind to it, it wouldn't take me much to finish it, but I've just been stitching other things basically. But yeah, it has been out this month, that one. And I love this project bag. Look at this project bag. This is one of Pauline's project bags, Pauline at SewBeBags. But yeah, gorgeous, gorgeous fabric. Look at that. Love it. Love it. Right, next one I've been stitching on. So, you know, I have been doing a bit of Halloween stitching, as you can see. So this one is also a bit of a Halloween stitch. And again, this one's a little one, and it wouldn't take too much to finish it. So this is Something Wicked by La-Di-Da. Lots of people have stitched this. This is what it looks like when it's finished. Love this. Absolutely love it. So I'll put a picture in where you saw it last time. And this is where it is now. I'm really pleased with how this one's coming along. And I love this fabric. Look at this fabric. It's just glorious. It's really grungy and Halloweeny. This is a piece of fabric. This is a 36 count from Coffee Craft Fabrics. And she doesn't name her fabric, so there isn't a name for it. But oh, it is a great piece of fabric. Or is it? No, this is 40 count. Actually, this isn't 36, it's 40. So this is a 40 count linen. And again, I'm using all the cool 4 colours with this one. There's not many, I think there's only about 4. And I've come along with the boots since I last saw you, and I've started putting in some of the wording. So yeah, really love that. So it's not too far off a finish, that one. Not too far off. I'm quite pleased with how that's coming along. That's been a bit of a telly in the evening project, that one. And with that one, I think I was thinking I'd finish it as a pillow, but I've sort of changed my mind. So I think I might go down the route of finishing that as a flat fold. Okay, and then I drifted away from Halloween stitching for a little bit. And I haven't got much to show you on this one, but I'll show you because I have stitched on it. So I did do a little bit on this one. So this is Floral Etchings 2 by Heart in Hand Needle Art. And that's what it looks like when it's finished. I've got Floral Etchings, the original one as well, which I haven't stitched either yet. So, and I did see the other day on Instagram that Heart in Hand had posted a picture of the Christmas Etchings one, which I'm also tempted to get because I liked that too. So I may well get that. Anyway, I put picture in where you saw this one last time. And here I am with it now. So all I've done literally is like the second frame ready to put the second flower in. And this is a great piece of fabric. This is also a piece of fabric by Coffee Craft Fabrics. This is a 36 count linen. And I intend to stitch both of the floral etchings charts that I've got on this piece of fabric, hence why. It's on a huge piece of fabric. But yeah, that's where I am with that one. So not much to see, but you know, progress is progress, so I thought I'd show you. So that's where we are with that. So probably a bit of a strange thing to be stitching like when it's Halloween month, but I needed a bit of a break from all the witchy stitching. And then we've sort of been back to Halloween a bit, so I've been stitching on this one for the last couple of days actually, and I hadn't stitched on this for a little while, and this one again is a lot of big stitching. So this is the Christmas Witch by Kathy Barrick. This is what it looks like when it's finished, and I did this as a start along with Crafting Kirsty. And she's finished hers ages and ages and ages ago. And mine's still been languishing in my WIP pile. I'll put a picture in where you saw it last time. Here I am with it now. So I've been dotting about all over the place with this. So I've done a bit more on the mat where the cat's going to be. I've done a little bit of the wording underneath the witch, and then I've done the rat's hat, basically, is what I've been working on. This is a lovely piece of fabric. I really, really like this, and I wish I'd got a bigger bit of it. This is a piece of fabric called Harvest Blush by Sparkleys, and it is a 35 count fabric, and I am stitching the Christmas Witch using all of the called for colours, which are a mix of DMC and Gentle Art, I think. Is that it? Oh no, yeah, DMC and Gentle Arts basically. Oh, I'm not using the white that was called for. I think the white is DMC white and I swapped it out for sulky white. So that's that one. So that's been my stitching for the last couple of days, that project. Right. Now guys, the next two projects I'm going to show you are a bit of a surprise for you. So I've been stitching Fancy Ladies. And I bet you just sat up now, haven't you, and gone, what? Yeah, so I think it was, I can't remember when it was, whether it was my WIP parade at the beginning of this year or my mid-year WIP parade, but I did say I hadn't stitched on Fancy Ladies for a very long time, and I had no desire to stitch on them either, so they kind of had gone to the back of the cupboard, and I haven't touched them for months and months and months, long time, definitely not even this year. Definitely not. And I think not much last year either, if at all, actually, on one of them. And I even said to you guys, look, I have no desire to stitch Fancy Ladies, and I gave away a few videos back, I gave away some Mirabilias, and I actually took a couple of them to our last Essex Needles retreat and put them in the raffle, because I thought I'm just not going to stitch. And if I'm really honest, and I don't regret that decision at all, because I still don't really think Fancy Ladies are my thing. There is potentially a couple out there that maybe I might stitch. Have still got a couple of Fancy Lady charts that I've hung on to, thinking that, well, if I do ever stitch Fancy Ladies, these would be the ones, so to speak. Anyway, I picked this project up and it gave me the mojo to pick up the other one. So I've only got 2 Fancy Ladies in my WIP pile anyway. So the first one I picked up, and it probably was fitting because, you know, of the month that it is, and Halloween and all that. So I picked up Bella Filipina's Greta Goldbroom, and here's what it looks like when it's finished. And I will put a picture in of where you saw it last time. And I don't want to lose that needle. Bear with me one moment. Put that needle there. Here I am with it now. Look, I've done quite a bit actually. I'm quite pleased with myself. May not look much, but actually that's quite a bit of stitching there. It is. So I am stitching this using all the called for colours. This is a 32 count fabric called Cirrus from Chromatic Alchemy. She doesn't dye anymore, so you can't get this fabric anymore. It's an opalescent, this one. Don't know, you can really... Oh yeah, you maybe pick up the opal a bit there. So I've been working on her skirt, as you can see. Now, I did make a big error on this one, a big old error, and I had to frog out a whacking great amount of stitches here. I'd stitched it wrong, and it was only out by 1 stitch, but that 1 stitch would have affected everything that happens up here. And I did not want to have to adjust the whole pattern by 1. I didn't, because I thought I'm bound to forget, and so I had to frog it and start that bit again. And I've put a bit of the Crynic in, and this is my first time that I've ever used Crynic. I've used Petite Treasure Braid before, but not Crynic. And it was okay. I used it with a bit of trepidation, thinking, oh, I know lots of people don't like stitching Crynic. And I kept it to short lengths, as suggested by just about everybody. And it was okay. It was okay. For the little bit that I've done anyway, it was okay. So yeah, so I've done a little bit on Greta Goldbroom, and I really enjoyed stitching it. I did, and I didn't actually want to put it down. So clearly I've got my mojo back a little bit for Fancy Ladies as well. So I enjoyed stitching on that. I really did. So I did put a little bit of progress in on her over about, I think I had her out for 3 days, if not slightly more than that actually. Like I say, I ended up having to frog a great big chunk, and I didn't want to leave it because I knew if I did, I wouldn't be wanting to pick this piece up again. So I bit the bullet and did the frog in there and then. And then the final piece I worked on is also a fancy lady. And I've had, this is one of my oldest WIPs. This is one of my oldest WIPs. So this is Mirabilia, and this is Lady of Mystery. This is what she looks like when she's finished. I'll put a picture in of where you saw her last time. And I've had a couple of bad things going on with this chart. So I ended up with a little rust mark somewhere on here, right at the top. You can't see it, I don't think, and it won't show once the piece is finished because it'll be laced. But I changed the clamp out on my Lowry stand, and I was using just the side clamp, and I swapped it out for the corner clamp for this one because when I've got it in a Q-sap it's quite heavy and it wobbles my Lowry about a bit. So I swapped it out and forgot, but quite recently I'd put some WD-40 on my Lowry clamp, and some of it's got on the fabric on here. It's just there, but it is right on the edge, so I'm thinking you know, it'll be fine. It won't show on the end piece because it'll be, you know, hidden by the frame, hopefully. So anyway, here she is. This is, hopefully I'll put a picture in of where you saw her last time. Here she is now. So what I've been doing, I've been working on that big skirt still. So it probably looks like I haven't done a lot, but I have actually. All those big dot bits that you can see, that's where beads are going to go. But yeah, I have actually done quite a bit on her skirt, believe it or not. So that's where Lady of Mystery is now. She's looking pretty good actually, isn't she? She's stitched on a 28 count even weave in the colourway cream. This is a Zweigart fabric. You can see that, there's the orange selvage. Given the choice now, I mean, this literally was one of my very first cross stitch projects. Given the choice now, I would not have used this cream. I mean, it is pretty much what it's called for on this picture, and I thought back then that this is what you had to do, that you had to, you know, match up the fabric and all that. Obviously I know, particularly with fancy ladies, that you can use some super wacky fabrics, hence why I've used that Cirrus on Greta Goldbloom, but I didn't know that back then, and so I stuck with roughly what the called for was and used that. But I wish now, on reflection, that I'd used kind of a grey and a bit of mottling perhaps. Maybe even a bit of sparkle, maybe an opalescent too. But you know, it is what it is, and I didn't know that then. So this one stitched 2/2 using all of the called for colours, which are predominantly DMC, apart from there's a couple of Karen water lilies which I love stitching with. But yeah, that's where she is. So she's had an outing. She's had more than one day outing actually. She has been out for 2 or 3 days, so yeah, pleased with that, okay. And that is all my stitching, so not too bad, was it? Not too bad. I'm really quite pleased with what I've stitched this time, so yeah, all good. Okay, so if you were only here for my stitching, that's it. Okay, you've seen it all now, and hopefully you'll come back and join me again next month. Okay, so what's next? Plans. I have said this before, and I'm just going to reiterate it, but next year I am going to go back to doing WIP Go. Didn't do it this year. I took a year out. I've done it the previous couple of years to that. Took a year out from doing WIP Go this time because I just wanted to stitch on what I wanted to stitch, but actually I think it's not disciplined enough for me, and I think I'm going to go back to WIP Go next year. the way I do WIP Go, I don't pick specific projects, but I'll pick a theme. So, you know, it might be I have to stitch on something autumn for 5 days, or it might be that I've got to stitch on a fancy lady for 5 days, something like that. Might be I've got to stitch full coverage for a couple of days or whatever. So I am going to go back to doing that next year, because it still gives me a bit of freedom around what I want to stitch, but it helps to keep me a little bit on track as well. So that's what I'm going to do. Other plans, I am going to have 2 new starts in November. So it is my birthday, and so I am going to have a birthday start, and I am going to start that chatelaine. I know I've said it about a million times this year. I'm starting it. I said I'd start it with Michelle at Mama Loves You GB. Didn't happen. Said I'd start it with Catherine at Cat V Stitches. Didn't happen. So I've sorted all my floss and all that malarkey out. I've got the chart in both PDF and paper format. I've worked out what I'm going to start with. Like, obviously I'm going to start in the middle. Sorry, I'm talking about it. I haven't even told you what the chart is. Wait one, because I have actually got it in a project bag and it's all ready to go. Just wait one. Sorry about the zip. Oh, and this project bag was one that was gifted to me by Pauline at SewBeBags, and it's got peacocks on it. Oh, damn it. I thought, so just to show you what I've got, but I can't show you that because it's the chart. Bear with me. Let me find the picture to show you, if you don't mind hanging on with me for, just bearing with me for one moment. So here we go. So I know there's a bit of rustling, guys, apologies. So this is what I'm going to start. So this is Sparkling Peacock's Mandala by Chatelaine, obviously. Look at it. I mean, there's lots and lots and lots of Chatelaines that I really love, but this is going to be the first one. So I've got all my, look at the colours. I mean, what's not, look at them. What's not to love with those little beauties? So these are a mix of, there's some DMC, these are DMC here. And then all these beautiful silks, look at them. So we've got Glorianas and Dinky Dyes and Karen Water Lilies. So a bit of a mix. Look, and they feel divine, of course. So that's those. And then I've got all these little beauties as well. So we've got all this metallics, so Silk Lame braid, and we've got Petite Treasure braid, and look at all those little beauties. Lots of beautiful colours there. And then she says, I'm not going to get them all out, but you know, there's some beautiful beads there. A mix of beautiful Swarovski beads, and they are stunning, absolutely stunning. And then the fabric I've got for it is, this is a 32 count even weave, and it is in the colourway True Grey, which is by Fabrics by CraftiKate. Hang on, I'll take it out and show you. Let me take it out and show you. In fact, I'm going to keep it out of the thing now. So yes, so this is an even weave. It is a 32 count. I know it's a bit risky using 32, but I think the called for is 28 because of the beads, but I think it'll be okay, personally. I can't see. Yeah, it says it on there now, but still, never mind. Anyway, this is my fabric choice, which is this gorgeous, gorgeous grey. So, really pleased with that. I've just, I have just sorted another piece of fabric from CraftiKate actually. It hasn't come yet, but she's started dyeing a few more neutral colours, and one of them she showed, I was like, oh, I absolutely need that. That is a beautiful sampler piece of fabric, so I shall look forward to receiving that at some point. Right, okay, so that's my chatelaine. That is my chatelaine. So I'm starting that for my birthday in November. And then the other one that I'm going to start at some point in November, but I am going to start it, is Winter by the Cricket Collection. So I've got it all kitted up. I've had it kitted up for ages. It's ready to go. I've completed summer and autumn. I've only got winter and spring to do. I say only, but they take me ages. So I'm hoping I'll start winter and hopefully it'll be ready for next winter. Right, okay, that's my plans. God, it's proper raining again. Can you hear it out there? Okay, so I have got a bit of haul and I've got a bit of stitch kindness as well. So one bit of stitch kindness I'm going to show you is a bit that I didn't show you last month because I forgot. So apologies to Jan who gifted this to me. So it's not stitchy, but it is stitchy. So I at the Essex Needles retreat, one of my friends, Jan, gifted me this, which is so cute, and I wanted to show it to you last time and I completely forgot. So it's an Emma Bridgewater fabric, as you can see. God, it's really raining now. And it's a chicken. And she said to me, she said, I saw this and I thought of you, so I bought it for you. And it's sits up on my dresser in pride of place. So yeah, I was really chuffed with that, so thank you, Jan. Okay, hope you can hear me all right. It's proper pouring the rain now. I'll tell you what, when I'm out here stitching and it's raining like this, I actually really like it. It's really cosy. It's sort of cosy being in your stitching room and pouring with rain outside, and I don't care because I'm normally stitching, watching a bit of Flosstube, and yeah, just in my happy space basically. I have got my fire on just just on one bar just to take the chill off. It's not particularly cold, and it hasn't been actually at all. So we've been a bit lucky really for this time of year with how mild the weather's been. Right, my other bit of stitchy kindness. So my friend Claire that lives over the road from me, that I got into stitching, so she's stitching quite a big piece actually for herself at the moment. It was her very first cross stitch, but she did take a little break from stitching that to stitch me something, which I thought was amazing actually. I had no idea she was doing it. So so Claire stitched me a bookmark. Look. So Claire's got a couple of Dachshunds, and she saw this chart and she thought, oh, I'll stitch that for Elaine. So she stitched it for me. I was so chuffed, seriously. So I finished it for her because she brought it over to me, you know, just completed, and said, I don't know how to finish it, can you finish it? So I finished it for her. But yeah, she gifted that to me and I was super chuffed. So it is a bookmark, but it's too nice to use as a bookmark, so again it sits on my little dresser. So thank you, Claire, much appreciated. Right, then I had some haul. So one piece of haul I ordered because I was enabled at the Essex Needles retreat in September. So my friend Alison, who is the Stitching With It on Instagram, had, I can't remember which one she had now. Anyway, she had a needle minder with her, and I really liked it, and I thought, oh, and she told me where to get it from. So I went and had a look at what they'd got, and I picked up this. So this is to put your needles on. And as you can see, this is not one that you put on your project, so I like this. I don't stitch in hand, but I would say if you are a stitcher that does stitch in hand but you want somewhere to put your needles down, this little needle keeper would be perfect, wouldn't it? I hope you can see him okay. Here, let me put this book, just this little board behind. There you go. Isn't he lovely? So there was all different little figurines, and obviously there was a chicken one. So I haven't been using him as a needle minder, and he's very tactile, I have to say. I've actually been using him as a little ornament in my craft room, but yeah, you can put your needle on him. But this came from the Cross Stitch Guild, and they've got all different animal ones, lots of different ones. So well worth a look. Really, really, really like my little chicken needle minder. Or cockerel, he's cockerel actually. Looks a little bit like Howard, this. Okay, and then I did buy a piece of fabric from Megan at Coffee Craft Fabrics. So she had a fabric Super Sunday. Sorry if this crinkles a bit, but I want to get it out to show you, and I should have done that before and didn't. So this is a 40 count even weave, and this is a bit similar actually to that that fabric that I'm stitching Something Wicked on. It's not quite the same, it's a little bit more yellowy than that, but it's this piece here. Look at that. Love it. I haven't got a project in mind for it, but yeah, she does these Super Sundays, and so where there's one today I think actually, where she posts some fabric every hour, you know, and you get to comment. This is on Facebook, and you comment whether you would like it or not. And yeah, I saw that piece and was like, yes, I would like that piece, thank you very much. So I bought that, and then I bought a project bag because I haven't got enough project bags, of course. So lovely Pauline from SewBeBags was having one of her, she sells bags on Instagram. She did a drop on Instagram, which she does, I don't know if she does it monthly, but they're always on a Friday anyway. And anyway, she showed these, and I just had to have this one. Look at it. I wanted it because of him. He's amazing. Look, what a fabulous, fabulous bag. I've had some fabulous bags off of Pauline, but this one is like way up there as one of my favourites. And then just like a black ticking fabric inside, which was perfect for this. Just love it. And then she always puts a nice little zip pull on them as well. But yeah, really, really nice bag. So thank you, Pauline. I was really pleased with that. And then I bought some charts because, you know, why wouldn't I, basically. So I bought some charts from Geoff P. Smith on eBay, Trudy. And the charts that I bought are, I bought Plum Street Samplers Quack Stack. I've got quite a lot of the animal stacks, but I hadn't got this one, and I like ducks, so I bought that one. I bought Artful Offerings, was by free? Yeah. Artful Offerings Squirrely Acorn Banquet. Look at him. I really liked him. So, and then also by Artful Offerings, I bought this one. I've had my eye on this one for a little while actually. So this one is Posh Strawberry Picnic. Really liked that too. So I bought that as well. But I needed more charts. So yeah, so that's all my purchases. Flosstubers I've been watching all my usual ones basically, and I've sort of started to catch up with them. I'm still behind on a few people, but so far since I last saw you, I've watched Stitchy Sally, I've watched Flossie Sews and Grows, I've watched who else have I watched? Just So Sherry, caught up with her. I've Stuart in Stitches, I've been watching all of his. Rachel, the Talking Dog Stitcher, I saw her last video. Who else? Darren Dizzy Stitcher. I've been watching him, although he's been a bit like me, a bit less frequent lately because he's been sorting out moving house. Oh, I'm sure I'm missing some people, but I'll try and remember for next time which ones. Anyway, I'm at an hour now and I haven't got much time left, so I'm just gonna finish up because I need to go and feed the chickens. So what else have I got to tell you? 2 books. I finished 2 books since I last saw you. I've done quite a bit of reading actually. So I'm still reading Sarah J Maas, and I'm still on the 2nd book in the Crescent City series with that. That's sort of my bedtime read, and I've been so tired lately. It's been a like 10-15 minute read and I'm gone basically. But I've also read a couple of in your hand physical books. So one of them was one that my sister-in-law gave me when she came to stay, and it was called Invisible Girl by Lisa Jewell. I've read Lisa Jewell's books before. I hadn't read this one. It was quite good. I quite enjoyed it, and I'd give that one a 4 out of 5. And then I also, when we were on our way to Essex Needles retreat last month, we stopped at the service station and I impulsively bought 2 books at the service station, and I finished one of those, which was called Close to Death by Anthony Horowitz. And I've read a couple of his books before. I've read like the Moonflower Murders books, but this was the first time I've read one that involves his detective Hawthorne, and I really enjoyed this book because it had a bit of a different spin on it. So it is a murder mystery, it is a whodunit, but it's quite clever because Anthony Horowitz writes it as himself, and that the detective in the book, he's writing about the detective's case basically, so he knows the detective. It's good, it's really good, and I really liked the fact that it had a bit of a different spin on it, and for that reason I gave it 5 out of 5. I really liked it. I've just started reading another physical book. I can't think of for the life of me what it's called because I've literally just started it. But basically it's another sort of murder type thing. But yeah, it's quite good. I'm only just into it so far, so I'll let you know when I finish that one. So that's what I've been doing book wise. Apart from that, what have I been doing? I've just been busy. You know, work's been busy. I've been out quite a lot at the weekends. I've been away in Manchester this weekend. I only came back yesterday. We went to Manchester on Friday. I had a day off of work, and I went to Manchester to do a bit of Christmas shopping. And it was the first time I've ever been to Manchester. Quite enjoyed myself. So yeah, so that was good. What else? Yeah, I've just been busy. Just life in general, basically. Bear is, like I said earlier, growing like a weed, so I'll stick some pictures in of him to show you. Apart from that, everybody's okay. I've got some busy events coming up. I'm going to Chester Christmas Market in a few weeks' time. It's the Cheshire Stitchers Day on the 9th of November, and it is my intention to go to that this time. Hopefully I'm meeting up with Catherine there, Cat V Stitches, so be able to have a catch up with her, and I hope that Sally from Flossie Sews and Grows will be going as well. I don't know yet because I haven't asked her. And then this coming weekend I've got a meet up with some of the girls from the Essex Needles retreat. So Crafting Kirsty, Janet Dodd, I can't remember who else, Penny, Adele, a few of them anyway, are coming up this way for a shopping trip to Create Nostalgia and the Nimble Thimble, and they're staying in Llangollen, which it is quite away from me. I'm hoping to go and meet them, but I have got a bit of a late night on Friday because I'm going to a big firework event that that the company I work for organises, and I'm going to support that. So I don't know, I'm hoping to go next Saturday, but it's kind of a bit jury's out with that one. If I do, I'll take some pictures hopefully and show you. Right, that is it from me. I hope you've liked what you've seen, and I hope that if you're new to my channel, I hope you consider subscribing. I can't profess to be like as regular as I used to be when I film, but I do, you know, whenever I've got a minute I will try. You know, I was a bit upset that I lost quite a lot of subscribers last month. I didn't, yeah, I don't know why. I don't know whether it's because I didn't have time to comment back to everybody's comments on my video. I don't know if it was that. I did heart them all, or whether it's just that you don't like the fact that it was like 5 weeks since I last filmed. I don't know, but yeah, I was a bit upset, if I'm honest. But you know, if you don't like me, you don't like me, do you? That's it. So anyway, that's it from me. Thank you for taking time out of your busy day to come and listen to me chat on about my cross stitch. It's been really good to catch up with you, and hopefully I'll see you all again in a few weeks' time. Take care everybody, and bye for now. Bye.